Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a custom password list in Linux. This is if you want to make a password list that you can use in like John the Ripper or Hydra or anywhere else that you use one like in place of like RockU or any of the sec list. This is in response to a request from one of my viewers on YouTube. I don't know if it's Azumi or Izumi. I don't want to really mispronounce the name. If I did, I'm sorry, but he was asking how I'd made a password.txt file in the last video that I've done to run with Hydra. So we'll do a quick run through kind of with that. There's a couple options you guys have. You can use Nano to make a word list. You can use mousepad, or you can use a tool that's built into Kali called Crunch. So we'll start off with just doing Nano or mousepad for you guys when I open up a terminal. Get zoomed in here so you guys will be able to see. So what Nano is kind of like a text editor. You may have also heard of Vim. I'm not really a huge fan of Vim. I prefer Nano or mousepad. If you don't have mousepad installed, you can do sudo apt install mousepad. It's really great. It's kind of like a sublime text kind of feel. So we'll go ahead and we'll start with Nano. And we'll do passwords.txt. So as you see, I don't have anything in here at all. So what you can do to create this password list yourself is you can kind of copy and paste from another list that you found maybe on Google or just from another list that's built into Kali. Or if you just want to type in your passwords like admin1 or the usual PA $W0RD. Like however you want to build this, it's totally up to you. There's really no limit. So you can put any special characters that you want to hear built that you want to try against something. So we'll go ahead and we'll leave this. I'll open up another terminal. And I'm going to raise this up a little bit for you guys. Change directory. Kali comes with several word lists built in that you guys can use. So such as like RockU and there's some fast track ones too. So let's see what we have. And Metasploit has some. Seclist is pretty good. We'll go to seclist. So seclist. And let's see what I have listed. So they actually have a category called pattern or passwords. I can see here right above pattern matching. So we can do change directory, passwords, list this out. Change it first. Not bad. Password ls. So this is the list that they have here. So just for the sake of this video and not print out a bunch of 10 million passwords, I'm just going to do this one here with the 100, this xa-100txt. So we copy this, copy selection. I'm going to do cat, paste this right in here. We'll hit enter. So this will print out every password that's in that list. So we can go up here, just kind of highlight, scroll down. Okay, once you have that highlighted, we'll right click, copy selection. We'll go back to the other terminal we were in. We can paste this in here. So now those passwords is in the list that you were working on already. So if you have some passwords that we built are here. Once you have this done, added the passwords that you want in there. If you'll see here, it has this little caret key with X for exit. What that stands for is Control X. It's going to ask you if you want to save the modified buffer, and we're going to hit yes. And then file name to write. This is what we named it when we done nano passwords.txt. Just going to hit enter. And if we hit ls, you'll see this file here. Passwords.txt. This is the one we just created with the nano. We can cat that out with passwords.txt, enter, and that's the list we had, which you could load in if you were using Hydra or John the Ripper or something along those lines. So really simple, really useful. Like I said, I like nano. Give you a little demonstration real quick with mousepad. We'll do mousepad password2.txt. Okay, so this one pulls up more of like a graphical interface. Kind of the same thing. You could paste some passwords in here. And with this one, you can do here, you can do file, save, and that's going to save that file for you. You can close this back out. And then if you'll do ls to list the contents that you're in, you'll see that we have password2.txt here. So the difference with using mousepad is you use mousepad to open that back up to do any edits to it. So you'll be able to see these words again if you need to go and edit this, add to it, delete, whatever you need to do. Something I like about mousepad as well is it labels the lines. So you can see how many lines you have in here. So 101, that just ended up being a blank, so it's not going to run that against anything. This, and pull this down here. Now, I want to remove these. And move passwords. This way they're going out of there. So the next thing I want to show you how to use is going to be Crunch. You can launch this in the terminal by just typing Crunch itself, or you can also go up here in the corner, you drop down, you're going to see password attacks, you're going to see Crunch here. You can click on that and it's going to open up and just show you what it is. It's going to show you what version you're running. You can also do Crunch, there's man Crunch. This is kind of the user manual. This is the man pages of Crunch. Tells you all the characters that you can use, what your character list that you want to use for to build your password list. So let's get down here. They have some examples for you. So this Crunch 1-8 means it's a minimum of one letter, one character, and a maximum of 8. So in this example, they have starts with A, ends with Z, 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 Z. So you can do mixed characters. I think they have an example of that in here. Redirection notes. Let me go back. I think I passed it. But you can do a mixed list, and you can mix alphanumeric, so you can mix up your letters and your numbers together. So depending on what you're trying to gain access to, you know, if you're trying to do a pen test of a company, maybe you're trying just straight letters, depending on what their password policy is, or some places use all numbers, like an 8-digit number. You can also build a list of every 8-digit number possible using Crunch to brute force kind of against the thing to get into their passwords. Okay, also with the man pages, another place that you can go look is the path where the character set actually lives in Kali Linux. And the path of that is going to be /user/share/ I think it's Crunch if I remember correctly. See, yeah. And this is your character list set, so you can cut that out. This just shows you kind of the options that you can use. Here's like the mix case I was talking about a minute ago, like mix alpha if you have a space, mix alpha numeric. So this is the characters that it will build the list from, depending on which option you run it with. So if you're running Crunch, if you're doing 8, 10 characters, whatever, you're going to need a lot of room on your hard drive. A lot of these files are like several thousand gigabytes, so you know, several terabytes worth of stuff that you can generate with a list using Crunch. I'll show you a couple examples. I'm not going to let them run big numbers because I don't want to waste all the space I have on my hard drive. But let me jump out of this and go back to my other terminal here where it's a little bit bigger. So, okay, let's say for instance you're at a place and you found that their password policy is minimum of 6 characters, maximum of 8, or minimum of 6 numbers, maximum of 8 numbers. So you could do Crunch. We would do 6, then space 8. This 6 is minimum, 8 is the maximum characters that they would allow. Then you would put in the numbers that you wanted to use, which we have 1 through 9, then 0, which would be every number possible. And then from that, you're going to do -O. And this would be what you want it to output to. Like, what do you want to call your file? We'll just call this numeric numeric list .lst. So once you have this and you hit enter, it's going to show you how big the file is. In this case, it's 941 megabytes. So it's not very small, not a whole lot of number combinations, but it tells you how many lines it's going to generate of the possible numbers that this would output to. So, and we're done. So let's do ls. You're going to see the file that we created right here. And I won't do the whole file. I'll do, let's say, the head of it. Just kind of show you guys where it starts. So it starts with all ones, then 2, 3, 4, and just, so this is pretty much to help you from not having to type in every number then a 1, every number then 2, every number then 3, and so forth and so on. This is how you build a list for it to do it for you. And at the end of this list, we'll do tail and enter. And this is what it's going to end on. All zeros and a 1 at the end, then it's going to be all zeros. But it's going to do every possible combination in this list for you to run against whatever you're trying to get into, like brute forcing a password. But again, you can do this with numbers and characters together. Okay, so let's say you've tried your numeric list, didn't get anywhere with it. You want to try a mixture of alpha and numeric characters. So in order to do this, we're going to keep kind of with the same we were doing a minute ago. We'll say, let's do 6 to 8 is probably good. Let me go back. We're going to use the character list that's provided by Crunch that's in Kali here. So you're going to put your numbers in, you're going to do -F, and then you're going to put the file location, which is USR, share, then Crunch, share, should be share list. Then we're going to do alphanumeric. Mix alpha numeric, and then you're going to put -O to what you want to name this, and we'll call it alpha numeric list. So, okay, I'm not going to let this run completely because, like I said, it would take up a whole lot of room. I'll go ahead and hit enter and see how much it says it's going to take. Okay, so running this list, we must let it finish. You can see it is 1 petabyte, which is an insane amount of room. So if you had the room and you really had a good machine rig to do like brute force and like multiple graphic cards, then yeah, this would probably be great. But I don't have that kind of space, and I wouldn't be able to list this big. So using a custom list, I would narrow it down. Like if I was going after, say, like an individual, like maybe they use their birthday or their name and their birthday, and you can also set that as well in a word list with Crunch, so if you can make certain characters stay the same and then just change ones kind of in front of them. And the way that you do that is with the @ symbol. So say you were wanting, I don't know, say their first name was 5 letters, so you would still do Crunch like we did before. So if they have a 5-letter first name and they're doing 4 numbers for the date, like if they were doing January 26th, it'd be like 0126. So to do this, we'll do Crunch. Let me type in here. Crunch. We'll say, 9 characters, 5 for the first name, 4 for the date of birth that they're doing. 5 plus 4 gives us our 9. Minimum 9, maximum of 9. Then we would do our character set, which was like we were talking about earlier with this mix alpha and numeric. So depending on what their first name was, or you could just do alpha if you're thinking it's all letters and then 4 numbers. So in order to do this, we're going to do character set. We'll just do this mix alpha numeric again. Copy, paste. Okay. Then from there, you're going to put in the pattern that you're wanting to use. So we would do -T. And then the pattern. So if we don't know the first 4, if we did, say we know their date of birth, don't know their first name, we're going to do the @ symbol 5 times. And then we're going to put in the date of birth that we're saying we said 0126. -O to whatever you want to output it to, and we'll say birthday list lst. So, and then I hit enter, and I want to stop this. That's not terrible. 3 megabytes. I may let that run. We'll see what happens. It's 371,000 lines. So do ls. We'll see here we have birthday list.lst. Cat. Let's do head of that. So that's going to be a big list. So head, birthday. And you see how I've got birth? It's kind of lit up. If you will hit the tab key on your keyboard, it will finish that word out for you so you don't have to type everything. Hit enter. It's all started with M's here. Let's do tail. And we'll do birthday list. See, so it goes through a lot of letters and it takes, like I said, it's a lot of room. Like we could cat it out, like I'll have to stop it because it's gonna run crazy. But you see everything that it does as far as lines. So it tries a little bit of everything in order for you to try to get that. You'll notice that the last 4 stay the same. And that's the ones that we set, and we put the @ symbol in front of them so we'd have a different character each time for it to test. So guys, I believe that's all I have. If you have any questions, comment below, like and subscribe, and if you have any ideas for future videos, just comment them below and let me know. Thank you guys.